On today's adventure, we're exploring the most extravagant theater within Chicago's South Side, the historic abandoned Avalon Regal. Built in 1927 and designed by renowned architect John Eberson, the Avalon Regal Theater features immaculate ornate detailing all throughout, which reflect an intricate combination of both Moorish revival and atmospheric architectural styles. In its opening as the Avalon, this 2,500-seat theater served as a house of vaudeville and featured live stage performances and plays until 1934. At this point, the theater transitioned to exclusively showing projected motion pictures and would operate as a movie palace for the next several decades. By 1967, however, the Avalon closed due to a lack of attendance and would soon after reopen as the Miracle Temple Church. For the following 14 years, the theater would serve as a meeting hall and religious space until 1987 when the site was revived as a theater once again, now titled the New Regal Theater in honor of the old Regal in Bronzeville, which burned down in '73. During this time, the theater served as a performance arts venue and quickly became a cultural cornerstone for the heavily prevalent African American community within the site's surrounding neighborhoods of South Shore and Avalon Park. The new Regal offered an upscale entertainment venue specified for black art and music in an area that had few of its kind and none of its caliber or enormity. With its grand stage and its extravagant architecture, this theater symbolized both pride and possibility for its community for many years. Despite its impact, the new Regal would only last about 16 years. By 2003, the theater again closed down due to low attendance and the operational cost of the building. In 2008, there was one last attempt at reviving the site, and during this time, the theater held a party to celebrate Barack Obama's presidential nomination speech on his election night. Ultimately, however, this event became the cause of the building's indefinite closure. The required repairs weren't completed by this time, and the theater's owners were fined by the city, at which point they declared bankruptcy and the theater was left abandoned for good. Now, I'll be venturing through this theater's entire interior nearly 2 decades after its closure, but prior to its upcoming renovation plans. Join me as I explore this once ornate masterpiece. Before I begin, I wanted to mention that this site is currently in the process of reopening and will undergo renovation work in the near future. Everything shot in this video was done with the permission of the site's owner, Gerald Gary. Because of that, however, I was able to document absolutely every area of this building during my visit, including the entire auditorium, balcony, stage, dressing rooms, basement, and bathroom lounges. If you plan on going to this location, contact the owner before considering anything. The owner is extremely chill and willing to let people inside upon request. Additionally, this place is not worth breaking into. There are cameras and alarms and you will likely get caught if you did try. When you first walk into the Avalon Regal, you're in this incredibly detailed front entrance area complete with Tiffany lamps in the box office or ticket booth built into the sidewall. In its time, I'm sure there also would have been statues at either side of this room as well, but those are clearly long gone. Right here is this theater's very extravagant lobby. This lobby holds numerous architectural features, the most notable of which is the ceiling detailing. This ornate bejeweled design spans across the entire lobby and depicts a flying Persian carpet. Although made from plaster, the ceiling is even textured to appear as a fabric-like material and is complete with colored glass jewels which would have appeared to glow under the lobby's light. Additionally, the lobby is complete with numerous carved and painted wooden mosaics, which are Moorish revival depictions of scenes from the fable of Avalon. These mosaics run along the entire east wall of the lobby, and there are also a couple along the main staircase as well. The level of detail in this lobby and throughout the entire theater is almost overwhelming, and if you look closely enough, you can tell that every segment of every design was painted by hand. While this lobby may seem unnecessarily extravagant, it made sense in the context of early 20th century movie palace and vaudeville house architecture. Early 20th century theaters were designed to be an excessively extravagant experience all throughout, especially during performance intermissions. During this time, guests would have spent their breaks socializing and hanging out throughout the lobby. Additionally, in this theater's transitioning to a movie palace, most films still acted similar to how plays do and had at least one intermission throughout. In the lobby, there's also these two twin statues and fountains on either side of the staircase going down to the basement lounges. Much like the rest of the lobby, this entire wall is just as excessively detailed as the rest. I'm going to circle back to the basement and its lounges at the end of this video, however. This concession stand was likely a later addition and wasn't a part of the original 1927 design. Traditional vaudeville houses of the 1920s and early 30s didn't hold concession stands or snack bars. However, in spite of the Great Depression, many started selling soda, popcorn, and other snacks as an additional way to generate income. This side of the lobby has pretty extensive water damage and has decayed quite a bit in the time the theater sat abandoned. And this level of decay is pretty consistent across the entire south side of the building, even in the auditorium. Walking up the stairs to the second level of the lobby, there's another wooden mosaic, and then painted above it is this very detailed plate with Arabic text in the center of it. No idea what this text reads though. By the looks of it, this smaller second level concession stand would have been added much later on. It definitely looks pretty out of place. Again on the south wall, this whole area up here shows a lot of decay as well. It's really crazy to see this level of detail crumbling away like this. Right here's the balcony, which gives the best view over this theater's very ornate atmospheric auditorium. The theater's ceiling was painted dark blue, resembling a night sky, and in its time was filled with twinkling electric lights which would have acted as stars and also would have had projected images of clouds moving throughout. The theater's bejeweled surrounding edges were then very intricately designed to resemble a Middle Eastern or Persian palace, correspondingly to the theater's Persian and Moorish revival theme. I'll describe the design for each side in a bit more detail as I make my way down to the main level of this auditorium. Since this theater was constructed as a vaudeville house, it has a pretty steep balcony and a very high ceiling, which was designed to allow visibility and voice projection to each of the rows, including the ones in the way back. Up here is the projection room and spotlight booth, which still contains 2 spotlights. During the theater's time as a movie palace, there most likely would have also been 2 projectors up here as well, but those are long gone by now. Right here's the main level of the theater's auditorium. The theater's stage or proscenium arch was designed to depict fortified walls or a defensive barrier for the Persian palace that surrounds the theater's edges. Additionally, the centerpiece is then accompanied by 2 lion and gargoyle statues which serve as protection for the imaginative palace and sit on either side of the stage. The south wall, which is the more extravagant and also the more decayed side, was intended to depict an immaculate Persian palace with multiple spires and crowned off with a massive dome. The north wall of the auditorium then resembles the palace garden with arches at the base and a very ornate fountain. This very detailed, tiled fountain originally operated during performances but was later discontinued as it proved to be a distraction to guests and reportedly increased trips to the restrooms. The same issue led to the discontinuation of the 2 twin fountains located in the lobby. Right here's the view of the auditorium from the stage. It's a bit weird to shoot since the spotlights are set up in this direction, but it's still completely breathtaking to see from this angle, especially seeing it in person. Back behind the stage, there's several dressing rooms. Each of them are in pretty rough shape, but are still really cool to see. It's another dressing room. A little bit smaller. That one also leads to the stage from right here. Left my tripod down there. These stairs lead down to the basement lounges and bathrooms. Much like the rest of the theater, the basement is incredibly detailed, however, this is also the moldiest and most decayed portion of the whole building. Right here's the former men's smoking room, lounge, and restroom. One appeal of going to an early 20th century vaudeville house or movie palace was the extravagant treatment, and this included going to very elaborate bathrooms. Each restroom was built with an entire lounge, the women's with a powder room and the men's with a smoking room. Right here would have been the urinals. All the toilets are stripped out. Still some cool light fixtures though. And so this area would then be the woman's powder room. Originally, this wall held a massive aquarium with over 1,000 fish inside, but was eventually converted into this fireplace to reduce expenses. First aid. Not much, just black mold. That's it. Popcorn machine back here. Oh, it's completely flooded in here. No wonder it smells so moldy. It's like a good couple of feet of water. The basement's cellar room is completely flooded, which is probably the main reason for the mold being as bad as it is down here. Today, the Avalon Regal is in the process of redevelopment and will undergo renovations in the near future. The owner plans on returning the site to its former glory without altering any of the building's architectural details and hopes to have the theater reopened by 2027 for its 100-year anniversary. I truly hope to see these plans come to fruition and to see the theater reopen again. I believe it's important to preserve and hold on to these structures in every way possible. Across the country, hundreds of these once immaculate vaudeville houses and movie palaces have been left abandoned, and many of them will be or have already been demolished. It's really cool to know that there's still hope for this one. If you would like to donate or contribute to the Avalon Regal's reopening, check the description for the theater's website below. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. I'm really glad to have had the opportunity to shoot this one. This building is absolutely incredible, and I couldn't thank the owner enough for allowing me this time.